Hi there. Apparently, this is Mad About Toys, and he's got a good one for you. But before you settle in, go grab a nice big glass of aviation gin. Now back to you, Bob.
It's Matt, actually.
I don't give a unicorn shit.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mad About Toys. We got a lot of ladies here on the table. What are we doing? Hasbro versus Valaverse, female edition. So I honestly thought when I was trying to think about which figures were better in terms of the female Valaverse or the female G.I. Joes, I thought one of these companies were going to absolutely blow the other one away and it wasn't even going to be a competition. But once I started breaking it down by category, it got a little tighter. So let's get into it. Let's start with price here in Canada. I can't go by the States, I can only go by Canada. So in the US, let me know what the prices are for these figures. In Canada, we're looking at Valaverse $49.99 plus tax. So we're looking at about $55 for Valaverse figures. They don't sell them in mass retail stores like Walmart or Toys R Us. Even if they sold them in Toys R Us, they'd be $70. But they only sell them on regular kind of mom and pop retailer online stores and brick and mortar stores. So I got my Valaverse figures at ecollectibles.ca. And again, they're $55 after tax. GI Joes, if they're exclusive to Toys R Us, you're looking at $44.99 from Toys R Us. Absolutely ridiculous price. But GameStop, you can get them from between about $32 to $35. So price definitely goes to GI Joe, Hasbro, but value, you definitely get more bang for your buck with the Valaverse figures, in my opinion. You get better weapons, you get more accessories, all the hands you could want with an action figure. All the details are great on the accessories. So, in terms of value, that goes to Valaverse. Price point goes to Hasbro G.I. Joe. Nostalgia, not even close. Everyone knows who's taking this one, and it's not even up for discussion. You got Hasbro's G.I. Joes, obviously coming out in the 80s, hitting all of those people that are now adult collectors. It's a huge, huge market for the GI Joes, and nostalgia is a big part of it. Obviously, Valaverse, Action Force being a reasonably new line. I know Action Force was part of GI Joe in England at back in the 80s, but I don't know that Bobby Val is doing too many figures that are from that exact line. So nostalgia, 100%. We're going with GI Joe Valaverse. So up next, articulation. It's close on the newer figures like Zorana and I think the new Lady J. I wish I had Cover Girl. She looks like a fantastic figure. But articulation 100% goes to Valaverse. It's not even close. They just do a much better job of being able to hold their weapons in a more realistic way, pose in a more realistic way. So for me, 100% articulation goes to Valaverse. Let's move on to construction. The feel is definitely Valaverse. When you hold both of these figures in your hand, Valaverse definitely just feels like better quality. I know they've had issues, they've had some breaking. You got to heat them up. Lately, I find G.I. Joe's, a lot of them, you got to heat them up. Zorana's arm pops off real easy. The Crimson Guard's arm pops off real easy. Same with Dusty. I don't know what's going on with that. I think I'm seeing it on Marvel Legends now, so their quality control is just going down and down and down. I'm really have stopped collecting Marvel Legends. Just really still collect the GI Joe classified line by Hasbro, but with Falcon's face coming out, you can really see the qualities drop in there. So it's interesting how the future is going to play out with the GI Joe Hasbro line. What are we going to see come when Shipwreck comes out? Is that going to be an absolute disaster too? And all of those great figures that we're looking forward to later on this year. Paint though, paint work, it's really good on both. But in terms of the faces, the gloss is bothers me a little bit on the Valaverse figures when you're taking photos with it. You really got to get the right lighting, otherwise you're going to get a shine in the face. Whereas with GI Joes, they use a nice matte finish, and I really think that just for toy photography, it's a little bit easier to take some photos without having to manipulate the light a little bit. So we're really, in terms of breaking it all down, I thought Valaverse was going to absolutely smoke GI Joe Hasbro, but they're a lot closer than I think. For me, the Valaverse figures are better. That's my verdict. Valaverse wins over GI Joe's ladies, but they're close. As you can see here, you can really integrate these figures with each other. I do. I have both of them on my shelf. I don't have a Valaverse shelf and a GI Joe shelf. I mix them all together and call it my GI Joe shelf. That comes down to that nostalgia thing. So it'll be interesting if at some point I do get a lot of Valaverse figures. Will I kind of separate them? I don't think so, because I do think that Bobby Vala really does make these figures so that you can slot them in with your GI Joes. But I know there's a lot of people in the camp of they love GI Joes and hate Valaverse, and then there's those people that absolutely hate Hasbro and are all for Valaverse. I hate Hasbro, but I fall in that middle section where I do love my GI Joes and I do love my Valaverse figures. So excited to get these ladies. Definitely want some more in my collection. So looking forward to more of them. Really looking forward to Valaverse bringing out some screaming heads for these ladies. Looking forward to getting those. I hope Hasbro makes some more ladies. I don't know exactly how many female characters there are in the GI Joe line. Something I'm going to have to look up. That'll do it, everyone. If you could hit that subscribe button, crush that like button, hit that notification bell, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great day, and I will talk to you guys later.
All done the video.